29. Spent most of my 20s feeling like I was constantly late to my own life. Not late in a dramatic way, but quietly behind. Friends were hitting milestones, promotions, engagements, big moves. Meanwhile, I felt like I was stuck in a holding pattern, doing what I was supposed to do but never feeling fully settled. On the surface, everything looked fine. I had a job, I paid my bills, I kept my routine. When people asked how I was doing, I smiled and said I was good. And most days, I believed it. But there was always this low-level restlessness in the background, like I was waiting for something to start without knowing what that something was. I told myself I just needed more time. I didn't expect things to change because of a random conversation. I met her in a completely ordinary way. No big moment. No instant spark that knocked the air out of my chest. Just a conversation that felt natural. Comfortable. The kind where you do not feel the need to impress or filter yourself. We talked, laughed, and went our separate ways without any expectations attached. Then we talked again. And again. Slowly, without either of us pushing it, we started spending more time together. What surprised me most was how calm it felt. There was no guessing game. No mixed signals. No anxiety about saying the wrong thing. I did not feel like I had to perform a version of myself that was more successful or more confident than I actually was. I could just be me. As weeks turned into months, I noticed small changes. I woke up with more energy. I took better care of my space. I stopped procrastinating things I had been avoiding for years. Not because she asked me to, but because I wanted to show up better, for myself and for her. Being with her did not magically fix my life. I still had doubts, still had bad days, still questioned my direction sometimes. But everything felt lighter, more manageable, like I was no longer carrying everything alone. One night stands out more than the rest. We were sitting together, talking about the future. Not in a heavy, intimidating way. Just sharing thoughts, ideas, things we hoped might happen someday. At some point, she paused and asked me what I wanted. Really wanted, not just in a relationship but in life. Normally, that kind of question would have made me uncomfortable. I would have joked it away or given a vague answer. But this time, I didn't feel the need to hide. I told her the truth. That I had spent years afraid of choosing wrong. That I was scared of committing to a version of myself that might not be enough. That I always thought I needed to have everything figured out before I could fully choose someone else. She listened, did not interrupt, did not judge. Then she smiled and said something simple. She said she did not need certainty. She needed honesty. That moment stayed with me. For the first time, I realized I was not afraid because I was unready. I was afraid because I cared. And caring did not have to mean hesitation. It could mean courage. A few days later, I told her how I felt. Fully. No half statements. No delays. No safety nets. I told her I wanted to choose her, even if I did not have every answer yet. She smiled and said she had been waiting, not impatiently, but openly. Ready whenever I was. That was when something clicked. Life did not suddenly become perfect after that. We still had disagreements. Still had moments where things felt messy. But we talked through them. Honestly. Without trying to win. Without pulling away. We learned how to be on the same side, even when things were uncomfortable. Over time, I stopped feeling like I was behind. I realized that all the things I thought were delays were actually preparation. The false starts. The relationships that did not work. The time I spent figuring myself out. They were not wasted. They were shaping me into someone who could finally show up fully. I stopped comparing my timeline to everyone else's. I stopped feeling embarrassed about where I was. And for the first time, I felt proud of the pace I had taken. Looking back now, I am grateful for the years where nothing seemed to happen. For the doors that closed. For the moments that felt like setbacks. They taught me patience, self-awareness, and most importantly, how to recognize something real when it finally appeared. I used to think being behind meant I was failing. Now I know it just meant I was taking my time. And this time, it led me exactly where I needed to be.